Hi, I'm Lawson. I hope you all are having a really great day today. It's a good day in South Carolina, just really cold though. Try to stay warm out there. I um I think a lot about I look back on my past a lot. And and one of the things that I've noticed in my life is I was afraid to take chances and take risks. And and of course a lot of that had to do with enabling parents and low self-esteem and neurodivergence and stuff like that. Stuff I talked about ad nauseum on this channel. But I really, I really think I would have been better off just going for it more often. Just, just trying and failing and getting back up. I would have I would have been more resilient. I would have learned resilience. I would have developed a thicker skin, and I would have been able to put things in perspective at an earlier age. See, all this stuff, like I always talk about, I've learned this. I'm looking back in hindsight, stuff I already learned. If I would have learned this sooner and had a little more self-awareness earlier, I could have maybe made something of my life more than I did. And I'm not blaming anybody necessarily. I do wish my parents hadn't have been worked so hard to protect me from being hurt. Because life's about pain and enduring pain and getting over pain. And they just worked really hard to keep me from experiencing that. Didn't help me at all. I don't blame them. I'm not, like I said, I'm not. But in order to get good at anything, you have to try and fail. In order to learn anything, you have to fail. Think about it. You haven't learned anything that came easy to you, really. You haven't stretched your mind or anything. But if you get knocked down, if you fail, you've learned some things. You've learned some lessons, and you got back up and tried again. You learned how to do what you failed at. So, if you reframe it that way and you look at it, failure is not a bad thing. Failure helps you grow if you manage it right and if you learn the lessons and if you frame it the right way. And this is something that I just figured out. And I'm in my 60s and I still struggle with it. Every time a video flops or a story doesn't get the views I thought it would get. But what you got to do is you just got to put that stuff behind you, shrug it off, and just go on to the next thing. Forget about it. So, self-pity and worrying about the past and just beating yourself down over it and ruminating about the mistakes over and over again is just gonna weaken your self-confidence, destroy your self-worth, and then you're just going to get hamstrung and afraid to leave your crib because you don't want to get hurt or make mistakes. Then you don't learn anything. And so I talked about this before. I was watching this thing about SpaceX on I think it was Netflix. It was Netflix or Peacock, one of the two. And Musk is trying to get to Mars. and they keep launching rockets, and the rockets keep blowing up. But everybody, whenever a rocket blows up or a mission thing fails, you watch them, and they're like just 2 minutes of being down in the mouth and upset. But but then they shrug it off, and they get to work analyzing the problem and trying to iterate and do better next time. They're learning from their mistakes, and just they're just taking care of business. Ah, shit. So just don't do that. And it's hard to do. It's against human nature. But you have to. Me personally, I spent too much time worrying about the past, and worrying about mistakes, and regretting mistakes. So the thing is, well, I made a mistake. What did I do wrong? How can I fix it so I don't make that mistake again? And then forget about it and go on with your life. So don't worry about mistakes. And it's like I just made a mistake. I clicked on something in my picture. The video went down for a second because I was trying to get rid of a notification. I just said a dirty word and got the picture back up. And in 2 minutes, I'm going to forget about the whole thing. Just don't worry about mistakes. Don't worry about failure. Shrug it off, learn from it, and just keep growing and improving. And if you keep that mindset, it'll help you get through a lot of things. Because I know when I was in my teens and 20s, I thought every failure, every setback was the end of the world. And obviously it wasn't, because I'm still here. So thank you for watching. Google the name Lawson Wallace, do an AI search, find my free content, and read, watch, and engage. Have a good day.